song's awesome.
Far you make it down the road.
Try that in a small town.
This is about control, everybody knows, everyone complies. We're the kinds of pros, I don't need a plane, I just hit the road, I do what I want, I can't sell my soul, market about to crash, this is what you chose, ruining the country, I think that's the goal, you gon' take the mark, I take narrow roads, I'm a man of God, I can never fold.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Welcome to the Protect Your Purpose podcast, where we talk whiskey, business, friends, family, and freedom. I'm your host, Matt Marchese, and this is my co-host, Zach, Mr. Patriotic Grady.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the show, my guy.
That's the second best intro you've ever done.
Well,
Oh.
I wonder what one was the first one.
Yeah, we missed it.
And, of course, and always beautiful wife.
And patriotic.
And patriotic. The most patriotic person ever, my wife, Lindy. Welcome to the show, honey.
Hi, thank you.
Yeah, nailed it for us. All right, so today we are all wearing our patriotic shirts because we are American AF in this bit.
Ayo.
Yep, except for Ian. Ian, stand up. Show him. Thank you. Ian is also a Democrat, though, so I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
And if you enjoy the show, please smash that subscribe and like button. It's
Yes!
absolutely free, and it greatly helps out the channel.
Yes, thank
Republican
you for doing
or
that.
Democrat.
That's
or
right.
libertarian or anything.
Listen, we don't give a
You're
shit.
American.
We don't give a shit what you are. You watch this show, you listen to this show, you share this show, because on this show, we don't give a shit what you are. We will talk shit about you if you are a Democrat, that is for sure. However, we still love you. We're just kidding.
We're all Americans.
Yeah, we're all Americans, and at the end of the day, we really are just we are one team. Like, we're trying to unite the team. So when we talk shit about Democrats, it's just because most Democrats really fucking suck on Capitol Hill.
It's like when you're in high school and you make fun of the girl you have a crush on. You really like her, but you just don't want her.
No, we don't really like the
Oh,
Democrats.
sorry,
That's
wrong
a-
analogy.
Yeah, wrong. It's a bad analogy.
I think what
No.
Zach was saying is you typically talk shit to people who you
Well,
enjoy.
So here's why, okay? Because I believe
Yeah, that's what it is.
I believe there is a global power, okay, that is trying to take over the entire world as a one world government. They call themselves the New World Order or the World Economic Forum. You can find them. And I believe they're trying to infiltrate our wonderful, amazing constitutional republic that it literally has set the bar for freedom on the world stage like no one ever in world history ever has, at least recorded world history, or at least that I know of. If I'm wrong, put it in the comments. But I believe they are trying to do this through, and this infiltration strategically through different arms and different avenues, one of which is the media, another of which is Hollywood. I'm not going to get too deep into this on the beginning of the episode, but the other is the Democratic Party, like our government, and they're infiltrating by way of Democratic Party. So that's why I use it as an insult, even though I strongly, strongly, strongly believe the very majority of Democrats just mean well. They just have
Good people.
They're just good people. They just have no fucking idea what's going on. And they think they're, by supporting the agenda, which is what they're supporting. They're
And
parroting.
being kind and accepting of all
Yeah.
races and
Right.
genders and
They don't understand that if you're willing to stand there and call a woman a man or a man a woman, what you're doing is destroying words. And if you destroy the meaning of words, you've officially destroyed your chances of free. Your chances of freedom are gone if you destroy the meaning of words, because now the definitions gets handed over to the government, and now the government weaponizes those words, uses them against us to take our freedom.
That was your short today.
Well,
Words
here we
being
go.
weaponized.
are
Man-
you out of breath? Do you
a-
No, I don't breathe.
A
Wait,
quick,
here-
a
do you
quick
need
funny.
a drink?
I don't need to breathe. I do need a
I'm
drink.
so thirsty.
Well,
Parched.
that reminds me.
While I'm pouring, I'll tell you a funny story.
Well, here's the deal. I don't know what I want to drink. Or what? We're drinking the house? All right, let's drink house whiskey. Let's see
So
this.
what's
the story?
my brother has been, I won't get too deep into his story, but out of the net for the last couple of years. And he was filling out an application today for a job, and he's like, there's another option besides man or male or female?
Oh, dude, how fucking great is this?
Wow.
He has no
He's
idea.
like,
I just laughed and I was like, bro,
I
you
said,
have no
I was
idea
like,
what's happened in the
it's
last
a
3
clown
years.
world we've been living in, man.
Yeah, man. Dude, it's weird how I think gender, social standards,
three
social
beautiful
norms
Thank you. Holy shit.
are changing as fast as technology. Remember, we'd be like, man, you can buy a TV in 2 years, it's obsolete. You can literally fucking change your gender, and in 2 years, you may very well be obsolete. Sexual preference, who knows? I don't know what I am. I might be one of those cram sexuals. I made it up. A cram sexual. You want to know what it is?
Dude, I like the sound of it.
You want to know what a cram? Ian's a cram sexual for sure. Ian?
I got
Full of joy today, Matt.
Yes!
Full of joy.
Here we go. Anyway, all right. So today we're going to talk. What a weird intro. How did we even get onto that?
Well,
shit?
here. How about this? Here's a little segue. They're even trying to take away our small towns, Matt.
Try that in a small town. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about Jason motherfucking Aldean, who, I don't know, man. There's mixed feelings on this guy. He stepped out on his wife. He's got this new wife. She's kind of a baddie, right? My wife follows her.
She is a baddie.
But if we put all of Jason Aldean's personal shit aside, because I don't condone that kind of shit, but at the same time, like, man,
Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has a past.
well, dude, I'm not, I can
None
give
of your business,
it's-
really.
Number one, it's not my
our
fucking business. And two, I mean, I don't know if he's repented. I don't know if he's gotten right with his ex. I don't know if she deserved it. I don't know the story. More importantly, I don't care to know the story. Hopefully he doesn't do that anymore, and hopefully he's a changed man. What we're going to talk about today is his, I don't know, what do you call his belief system, his core values, his overall beliefs, and his music, which has now, of course, come under
Swept the nation.
Well,
attack.
I think another thing too, Matt, because I think this kind of comes off of something a couple of episodes, is when you said at least country music's safe.
I don't know why I said that, because I knew good and damn well country music
Sooner or
was.
later.
So Brad Paisley is tainted. It's a rap.
Garth Brooks.
Garth Brooks is a rap. Hear me out. Brad Paisley, years ago, during the scamdemic, when they were, during all these riots and during all this bullshit, when they were acting and they were pretending like a black person and a white person don't like break bread together. Like black people and white people don't hang out. And Bud Light and the news media and Brad Paisley all, go figure, Bud Light, the news, and Brad Paisley. Like, first of all, I saw this shit on day one when even Fox News, I think I saw it on Fox News, where Bud Light and Brad Paisley decided, the story was this black guy and this white guy who were like friends, like young childhood friends, that during the pandemic, they were getting together outside their house and drinking beer in their driveway. And they,
making a big deal about
bro,
it.
they delivered that to us as if that was a story. Like as if that was newsworthy. That a black guy and a white guy were drinking beer together in a driveway. What we've been doing since we were too young to drink, drinking beer with a black dude or a white, doesn't fucking matter. Whatever dude is my friend or friends with our group or whatever is drinking beer in a driveway, and they've delivered this to us like, this is what the nation needs. And they delivered it to the whole world like America had their first fucking black guy and their first fucking white guy drinking a beer together. And Brad Paisley was so patriotic and so into it that him and Bud Light partnered up to send them a pallet of beer and invite people over. More black people and more white people to drink together. It was a sham.
That would have been a great commercial after segregation ended. There we go.
Right. I remember calling you over to the TV going, come look at this. And Lindy, of course, is like, who gives a shit? Like, what's the big deal? And I'm like, babe, they're delivering this as national news. Like this is some sort of big milestone that we just got over. We got over this 100 fucking years ago. And they are pretending that we are segregated when we are not. But anyway, I digress. Brad Paisley, Garth Brooks. Country music is not safe. Some of the biggest names in country music are tainted. I do believe there are a few that are not.
Did you see the video the other day?
What video?
with Trisha Yearwood and Garth Brooks?
No.
And they're like, you could probably, they put out a message, please, support, give money to Ukraine.
Oh, it's
I
dude.
just looked it up. And I
Just
was like,
recently?
Oh, yeah.
We're
Dude,
still
they're-
doing this?
They're trapped. We went to a country concert. Who do we? Oh, we went to Chris Stapleton. Man, there was a big old, all-seeing eye pyramid
Yeah, let's not go down that road.
structure in the back of that. I'm not sure
You sound
what that was
crazy.
all about. I sound crazy?
Yeah.
Well, I am crazy. All right, so we're going to talk about the Try That in a Small Town video that Aldean put out, and highly controversial.
For some reason.
So it makes you wonder. I don't know, man. This guy's been a patriot since day one. I mean, him and his whole family have, FJB, Let's Go Brandon shirts on. They've got their own line that are, I think they've got some receipts. You never know who's controlled, who's not. We know one thing. Another music video. We know the outcome is what? More fucking divide.
Division.
More division. We know the outcome, whatever this is, whether they are in on it, whether they're just playing their role in this story, whether they really just believe this, or whatever. We know the outcome is more division. But we did listen to the song before the show, and it's fucking awesome.
I will say, it did give me goosebumps, and it shockingly brought
'cause
tears to my eyes.
Because it's an extremely patriotic video.
No, it's because Lindy's a racist. It's incredible that you saying that video gives you goosebumps.
It's just hard to believe that has been our life for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
With all of the fires and all of the destruction and
My only beef is that it came out too late.
Yeah, come on, Aldean. You should have fucking did this shit 2 years ago when they
That
were
would've been
doing this bullshit.
Right?
Or 3 years ago, whenever it was. Dude, it's an incredibly patriotic song. You're exactly right. And it didn't give me goosebumps, but it certainly made me go, fuck yeah. Because during that shit, there was a lot of us that said, try that here. And for the record, people, you race-baiting fucking idiots, that doesn't mean you're racist. If you say, come try and loot and riot in my fucking town and I'm going to put a fucking bullet between your teeth, that doesn't mean you're racist.
Doesn't mean you're homophobic. It doesn't mean you
right.
hate other
It
countries.
actually might mean if you think that you're racist, because you're assuming he's talking just
Well,
about black people.
Dude, all this shit.
It wasn't just black people looting and starting
Right.
fires.
In fact, I was counting in the video, then I lost count because the video clips were too quick. But I will tell you, I can confidently say the majority of people in the video clips from the media, the news clips that they put on the music video, were white people. So if anything, Aldean is saying majority to the white people, come try that shit in a small town. But what everyone doesn't understand, because they're being lied to. They're being lied to on a world stage that, first of all, these were all black people in the streets. They weren't. There was a shitload of white people, dumbass white people, just like the dumbass black people. It doesn't make a difference what their race was.
Dumbass people.
Dumbass people were setting fire to our neighborhoods and to our downtowns and to our cities and to our communities.
And it was white people spitting in cops' face on this video.
White people holding signs, white people yelling, white people, dude, and the fact that they did this and are claiming that this was all black people, therefore if you go against it, you're racist, is a story.
So
Democrats, don't believe it. It's a lie. You saw white people in the crowd just like you saw black people in the crowd because we hate them all equally. Doesn't make us racist because it was a BLM riot. It was made up.
The news showed black people doing it and stuff like that.
Of course they did.
You know what I mean? So, like, he's showing stuff that's legit happening. I think, if anything, this doesn't make me question Jason Aldean. This makes me question CMT.
No, but we can touch base on this now, too. Part of the race issue was the courthouse. One of the courthouse, I don't know which one, in the video was apparently a black man had been lynched at that courthouse in the early 1900s, early 1900s.
1927 to be exact, right? Didn't you look it up?
I think it was that. So now they're calling it like a pro-lynching video, which...
Dude, get the fuck out of here.
Like,
they're gonna burn that fucking building down.
I mean, if it was that big of a deal, why didn't they already?
They're going to now. Why didn't they already? Because they'd have to burn down half of America that was pre-early 1900s. Because everywhere, government officials, presidents were slave owners. Like, they have to burn down our country, which is what they were doing, which is what the premise of it was, is that America is filled with hate. America is tainted. America has no hope to not be a racist country, so we have to burn it all down and we have to erase it. It's propaganda.
Matt,
it's what it is.
Completely agree with you, because the music video and the lyrics do not fit the country's agenda. So what did they do? Were any of the lyrics racist? No. Was any of the music video racist? No. Oh, but wait. There's a courthouse in there that someone was lynched at. We found a way to make it racist.
Which I'm totally sure Jason Aldean knew about.
Yeah, do you think, let's put in that racist courthouse in.
Jason Aldean said, listen,
because
he knows, find me a building.
He knows all the history of it.
Are there any left that people have been lynched at? I want that in my music video.
It's absurd. It's ridiculous. It's laughable almost, because the entire country has fallen for what is such a ridiculous claim.
I bet you this has been Jason Aldean's best month since being.
Dude, it's so
16 million views in a week.
This is what happens, bro. You go woke, you go broke. But guess what? If you're pro-America and you are a pro-freedom individual, people
will
resonate with that. Let's draw the line, a direct line from the lyrics of Jason Aldean's song to some of modern day rap songs.
Right.
That literally talk about, like, let's talk about the song. I couldn't even tell you who the name of the artist is. If I wouldn't call them an artist, number one, but I'm sure they refer to themselves as an artist, that has Donald Trump sitting president's head chopped off, decapitated, holding it by his hair. Let's talk about
wet ass pussy.
Let's talk about the lyrics of crime and murder and drugs and sex and violence. And where is the outrage for that shit?
That any 4-year-old can look up, any 10-year-old girl can look up and see. Even our boys, like it's all out there. None of it is. The videos are raunchy, disgusting, but a patriotic video of truth with rioting and destruction.
I mean, Toby Keith wrote 15 of these songs back in his time.
That's probably
what the
true.
Fuck?
Yeah, for sure.
It's the same shit, dude.
Yeah.
It's the same shit.
I like my truck.
Toby Keith will put a boot in your ass. It's the
Right.
American
Put
way,
a boot in your ass. Dude, yeah.
It's the same concept.
It's the same concept, only modernized and way better. Like, it's
the
awesome
song's a banger,
song.
dude.
It's a banger, and let's take this at face value. Let's try not to dive deep and all the Democrats, because there's no Republicans. Only the rhinos, only the ones that are serving the agenda as Republicans but are just agenda servers. Mm-hmm. I'm not talking about them, but there are no Republicans that are going to side against Jason Aldean here. There are none. And if they do, take a good look at their history. Look at the way they voted. They're exposing themselves. And as long as you understand that there is a pathway to exposing the corruption and the bullshit that we are now calling a two-party system, which isn't, you will see all of this will be in line. The agenda will be served by the rhinos, the Republicans in name only on the right, and basically the entire left. And I did left when I did right and right when I did left with my hand. So for the video listeners, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Or watchers. But let's take this at face value. What the guy is saying is, come try that bullshit in my town and we're going to fucking defend ourselves.
There was
which is just an American principle. Like, you come try and break into my fucking house and I'll shoot you in your face. That is just an American core value.
All Jason Aldean said was fuck around and find out.
Right.
That's all he said.
I was just thinking that earlier.
Like, this is in black communities, in Hispanic communities, white communities.
This is
in
fuck with me
all
or my family or friends.
American communities alike. You come fuck with me and my family and you will find out. But they don't want that to be the message. That's what this is all about. They don't want to rally people and amp people up to say, hey, get behind this Jason Aldean song, because they want to control everything. It's way too patriotic. And Jason Aldean said, come try that shit in a small town, because we don't care. We don't have that shit. You're way outnumbered out here. And I mean, you can look at the Nebraska maps and show you're way outnumbered. So you can go into these inner cities where you've got the majority of people who are agreeing and aligning with this bullshit. You go outside of those major cities into these small towns, you're like 110,000 to 1 in the state of Nebraska. I want you to come on this show. If you disagree,
send out a lot of invites. Have you ever gotten,
no, fuck
anybody...
no. Because everyone's afraid, man. The people who understand this and who are listening to the show and who have opposing viewpoints, they don't have opposing viewpoints for the public to talk about. They're quiet. They're silent little assholes, social media warriors, sitting in echo chambers, and are only talking talking to their friends about this shit. They're not getting on TV and sitting across from somebody and explaining this senseless bullshit. It's senseless. They know that.
And every time they do, they fucking look like idiots.
Right. Come explain to me how this is wrong. What they're going to say is, oh, well, he shouldn't have done that. Well, as long as this is still fucking America, and as long as we're still free and we have free expression and free speech, then guess what? He can do that. And if it hurts your fucking feelings, I'm sorry about it. Like, our rights are not designed,
feelings.
right? Our rights are not designed to protect your feelings. We've talked about this on the show, I don't know, dozens of times. You have to be willing and able to hurt somebody's feelings or upset somebody in order to make any progress. Like, if you want to make an omelet, you got to break some eggs. You know?
Yeah.
Zach, what are you doing?
I was reading his quote, Aldean's quote about the music video.
Let's hear it.
So this was, I don't know the time. I think this just came out this week. But
I saw that.
in the past, this is direct quote from a tweet. In the past 24 hours, I have been accused of releasing a pro-lynching song, comma, a song that's been
A
out since,
pro-lynching song is what they're accusing him of?
comma, a song that's been out since May, close comma. Or, yes, you know what I meant.
No.
Quote, I was subject to comparison that I was not too pleased with the nationwide BLM protests, Aldean wrote. These references are not only meritless but dangerous. There's not a single lyric in the song that references race or points to it, and that isn't a single video clip that isn't real news footage. And while I can try and respect others to have their own interpretation of a song with music, this one goes too far.
Amen.
So I saw I heard that comment that he made. I heard it on the View, those dumbasses.
Oh, God damn it.
And I heard Whoopi Goldberg look at the camera and go, no, Mr. Aldean, you went too far. And then they broke to commercial. That's all I got. That's what they are.
How about this one? This is Ben Shapiro talking about the View host slams Jason Aldean.
All right,
as
sure,
racist.
we'll watch it, whatever. Shoot in that video or whatever we say. Ian, tell yourself to roll that video.
Roll that video.
Nerds.
Stupid.
Finger guns.
Well, folks, the Jason
All right, let's
Aldean
go.
controversy continues to rage. People on the left are claiming that something terrible is happening because Jason Aldean produced a song in which he says the criminality is bad and would not be tolerated in
I
a
can't
small
believe
town.
this is this big of a
The idiotic controversy over Jason Aldean's latest song continues. His latest song about try that in a small town. We played a little bit of it on the show. This is and the music video involves showing riots and Antifa attacks and all of this. And it says, you try this in a small town, you're going to get yourself shot, basically, is the theme of the song. Because we actually care about each other out here. And no matter what your race and no matter what your creed, if you live in this small town, we have a level of social solidarity. This apparently is really bad. So bad that now the NAACP is joining the conversation. Now, the NAACP has pretty much destroyed its own credibility on this, considering the NAACP also issued a travel warning to Florida, which is totally crazy. I mean, I'm sorry, the demographic breakdown
press pause.
in
The NAACP issued a travel warning to Florida?
It's too racist down there.
Is that what they're saying?
That's how I took that. I could be wrong, but that's how I took that.
Okay. Get the fuck out of here. Florida is one of the most fucking diverse states on planet Earth. What?
I'm guessing it's
There's
because
Puerto
of
Ricans,
DeSantis is why
there's
they're not.
Cubans, there's blacks, there's white, there's fucking Northeasterners, there's get out of here. I'm pissed. I'm gonna smack my whiskey over. Did anyone know that?
I've not heard anything about that.
Well,
no.
We'll have to research that.
We're gonna have to look
Get back to
that.
you.
Yeah. Holy shit, audience. Sorry to stop this video, but that's a serious fucking thing.
What kind of authority,
A
too?
To
travel-
claim that a black person is in danger going to a state, my home state, where I grew, like, the school I went to, my high school was basically like half white, half everything else. An even split. That's insane to me for that to make a.
Like Ian said, it's because of the governor.
I'm
sure.
fucking speechless.
And because they're so patriotic that, of course, they would.
Well, that and it also has the number 1 tourist destination. Yeah, we don't want you to take your families there. Not this year.
Is that why
Listen.
Disney and all of them they're saying is empty? I don't know. I've seen a lot of.
Well, Disney
videos
just
on-
went woke anyway, so
Yeah.
that's probably why.
That's true.
Bro,
You're crazy. Let's go.
get out of here.
Continue.
Press play. Sorry.
In Florida, by race, suggests that actually black people are not so unwelcome in Florida.
Of course
According to
not.
the 2020 census, about 12.4 percentage points of the Florida population is black. Another 18.7% is Hispanic. White alone is like 60%. So, but the NAACP is like, you can't go down to Florida if you're black, which is just ridiculous on its face. Well, now the NAACP is saying that the song is really bad.
It's not
The
ridiculous.
president of the
It's
Tennessee
fucking
chapter,
dangerous.
President Gloria Sweetlove, says that Jason's tone, his message, and the imagery he's using are deeply offensive to people of color, especially black people. Sweetlove says the Tennessee State Conference NAACP finds the song and music video awful and racist. She adds, in their eyes, the lyrics are bad enough. But Aldean's adding insult to injury by filming the video in front of the Maury County Courthouse in Columbia, Tennessee, where a black man was lynched in 1927. So, yes, I'm sure that's what Aldean was thinking. He wasn't just going to a convenient place to do the filming. It must have been that he did some deep research, found where a lynching was, and decided to film it right there. Nailed it.
Come on.
Meanwhile,
Pause.
The View,
Jesus Christ.
There is literally not one person on planet Earth that is old enough to remember this event. The only reason why this event has any sort of value and any sort of clout and any sort of notoriety or any sort of fucking, what's the word I'm looking for? Relevance in today's world is so they can weaponize it and say, if you disrespect anything, we will find something that happened literally 100 years ago,
And we'll cancel your
and
ass.
we will fucking cancel your
and
ass.
not can weaponize it. They did.
Oh, they
100%.
seek to.
They did.
They seek out the ways to weaponize it. And that's what they're doing. And again, people, if you believe this stupid fucking narrative, dig deeper. You're being lied to. Like, I don't know how else to say this nicely other than you got to not be stupid. You have to be a survivor. You have to understand that not everyone is a good guy. There are bad guys. If you believe that there's evil, then you've got to believe that there's good. And if you believe that there's good, you've got to believe that they're evil. Because for every action, there's an opposite but equal reaction in everything on earth. You have to understand that you're being lied to and then just ask, why? Why am I being lied to? Why are they doing this? And then you'll be a listener on the show. Press play.
they've decided that also the Jason Aldean song is really, really bad.
If you want people to empathize with your side,
these
you need,
people.
or your take or your interpretation, you need to stop, and he should open his ears, because maybe he doesn't consciously realize why a lot of people are not okay with this song, and he should really listen to that.
I'm actually not going to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I'm pleased that you are, and I'm
there's a
pleased
shock.
that you are.
agree that he should be allowed to say whatever he
Because
wants.
as a lawyer, when I put my legal hat on,
Yeah, okay.
I don't believe in censorship.
Right.
However, this man's from Macon, Georgia. My father's from Augusta, Georgia, and Macon, Georgia.
He's from two
I
places.
spent many summers there. Yeah, both. I spent many summers there. It's one of the most racist places in this country. So don't tell me that he knew nothing about what that imagery
didn't
meant
say he didn't
and
know.
what he. So I don't give him the benefit.
But I'm saying,
I don't give
along
the
with
benefit
him,
of the
more
doubt.
people should
The
also
other-
be
The other
held
thing
accountable.
is.
God.
Okay. Sunny Hassan, whenever she puts on her lawyer hat, it just demonstrates that the bar can be passed by people with IQs in double digits. It's
Amen,
truly an astonishing
Shapiro.
thing. I've been down in Georgia. Those are some of the most racist people in Georgia. try Boston or New York sometime, lady. I mean, seriously. One of the great myths, the self-flattering myth that Democrats have, it's really amazing, is that the South is filled with brutal, vicious, redneck racists. And the North is filled with people who absolutely are not racist, and they love people of other races. Visit a major American city, look at the levels of population segregation in those major cities, and then go to a smaller town in the South, and what you're likely to see is actually significantly more integration in the South
for sure.
than you see in the North.
Press pause.
Just
That's
geographically.
exactly what I was just about to say. Like, the level of integration, and I grew up in Florida, and it's only more now. The integration, I remember when I first moved to the Midwest, I mean, there's just not a lot of diversity in the Midwest as a whole.
Compared to.
Yeah, relatively speaking, there is zero diversity in the Midwest, right? We've got little pockets, major cities. Omaha's got some diversity.
Pretty much just your major cities.
Yep, that's it. And in those cities, there is more racism than you could ever imagine. And I went from Florida, from Central Florida, where I guess my interpretation was maybe a bit off. He says 60% white and then 40% everything else. My high school was 50-50. I'm telling you that right now. I know that. These are some of the most diverse places in our country that they are claiming the exact opposite. These cities are bleeding. They're oozing racism at their core, and you could feel it. We lived in Memphis, Tennessee for several years during the Obama first election, and I remember walking down the streets, dude, where literally the white people on Beale Street, till this day, the white people walk on the sidewalks, and the black people occupy the street.
Yep.
Completely segregated,
1,000%.
with very little exception. And I remember walking down the street going, damn. And of course, I'd walk my ass right on the fucking street because I'm like, fuck this shit. Like, that's not, you go to a biker night in Orlando, you go to anything. You go to a street party, you go to a 4th of July event. There's zero segregation. 100% integration of all races, all genders, everybody happy, loving each other, doing the same shit, only zero segregation, and they're pawning it off as the exact opposite of what it is. And these major cities are where the left cities, the blue cities, are where all the racism. Anyway, press play.
Speaking, LA is a very segregated city. I was from LA. Okay, LA is like, you can go to particular areas and you know what the predominant population is going to be. Sure. Now I live in Florida, and I got to tell you, like, the population mixing in Florida is a lot greater than it. In fact, the black population as a percentage of population in many southern states is very, very high. Now, all those people have had several generations to move to the north, and that's actually what happened when the South was finally freed of segregation. An enormous number of people, or even before that, in the 30s, 40s, 50s, basically from 1900 to 1960, the number of black Americans who moved out of the segregated South and moved up to the north was really high because they were attempting to escape the evils of Jim Crow and racism in the South. And then the Civil Rights Act happened, and then there was racial progress in the South, and now it turns out a huge number of black people live in the South of the United States, not because the South is more racist than the North. In fact, what polls show is that racism abounds, basically everywhere. It's at the same rates in the West, it's at the same rates in the Midwest, the same rates in the South. Now, it is important if you're a responsible person just to have life insurance, okay? You need to have it.
Fast forward.
You're an adult, you got kids, you got a wife, you got dependents. Experience, it is satisfying and not the insurance care of just like 7 years at this point. It is just as good as when it's over 12,000 5-star reviews.
We're done.
Check them out.
God damn.
Data and similarity index results suggest the South may no longer trail the rest of the country when it comes to specific measures of residential integration and of attitudes toward black-white relations. That is as of 2002. As of 2002. And it's gotten better in the South since 2002. The kind of pathetic anti-Southern bigotry that you see
you
there.
Can shut this off. Shapiro was giving statistics on what I lived. That's why I assume it's gotten better since then.
Yes.
Right.
And that's exactly what he just said. More minorities, more blacks have moved to the South since 2002. I graduated in 2001. It's gotten better. And even when I was there, I mean, completely integrated. And the fact that they are telling the black community that there is an actual threat that you should not be traveling to the state of Florida because you are in danger is the ultimate gaslighting. It is the ultimate propaganda, and it creates the ultimate divide. Now ask yourself, why would they do that? The same reason why they would fucking try to sniff out some reason to make this song, which is obviously pro-American principles. Hey, fuck around and find out. You come try that shit around here, you're not going to get away with it because we defend each other. Small communities unite.
I mean, small towns with black people, small towns with white people. It doesn't really
all of
matter.
the above.
Exactly.
I tell you what, go try and fuck around in a fucking in a urban ghetto. Watch how quickly they unite. They protect their fucking neighborhoods.
This is just small towns in America. That's the only difference.
Man.
Gangs can say it, and
Here's the deal. This is an attack on fucking white Republicans who don't go along with the agenda. That's all this is. You can say you come to my hood, you fuck around and find out, and there is zero outrage. It could have been anywhere. It could have been at the lynching site. It doesn't matter. It's all bullshit. If the fact is this is being pumped up and they're being canceled and the outrage is serving two purposes. Number one, it's an attack on the white man. Number two, it is absolutely happening, pushing and creating more racial divide. We ask, I beg our audience to not believe the bullshit. I'm a Florida resident. I'm a fucking, I grew up in Florida. I go there several times a year, 5, 6 times, 7 times a year. I'm in Florida. My mother lives in Florida. My brothers live in Florida. I am telling you firsthand, it is not a racist state. It is one of the most welcoming, diverse, integrated state. And you can go to Florida and be anything. It's amazing, and you could still have freedom. It's like California, only good.
I was going to say, it's the freest state in America, right?
Yes.
now. Everyone wants to move there. Everyone wants to be there because it's so free.
We ask one thing. I speak on behalf of all Floridians. Do not come, when you come to Florida, I speak on behalf of Texans also. Do not California our Florida. When you come, you fleed, I promise you fleed another state that fucking sucked. And it happened because you voted a certain way. When you come to Florida, don't vote the same bullshit policies into effect that got you to flee your own state. When you come to Florida and you're saying, hey, I want to go there because it's free and because it's beautiful and because it's diverse and because it's welcoming and because it's all those things that you want to go do, don't come and fuck that up. Same thing goes for Texas. And we're seeing it happen in Texas, with Austin. They're going there, and the people in Texas say the same thing. Don't California my Texas. You're welcome here. And you should go get a gun because you're allowed to. Because welcome to America, where we are allowed to carry guns. Exercise that right, and then you don't have any fucking problems. Like let's go back to the real root of this. Is Jason Aldean, let's take all of the race out. Let's look at this at really face value. Is there anyone that thinks we should be looting and rioting and setting buildings on fire? Is there anyone that actually thinks that?
Oh, I'm sure there's some people out there.
I will pay for you to come on this show. You can come sit your ass.
Let's make an argument
right
for
in
looting.
Please come and explain to me.
As crazy as that is, they're trying to make this a pro-lynching song. Like, it's that fucking Looney Tunes.
It's nuts, bro.
It's just so frustrating, dude. And I think a lot of African-American people are awakening themselves to these blue cities have been using the same political tactic year after year after year.
It's not the black people. It's not the African Americans. It's the fucking white liberal women that are virtue signaling.
But they're acting like they have black people's best interest in mind. But where is your city at compared now to 20, 30, 40 years ago?
Is it better or worse?
Or worse?
Right.
That's all you got to ask yourself.
That's exactly right.
When are they actually going to do something?
Here's another little nugget for you people out there who still believe in our two-party awesome voting system that certainly isn't rigged. because Joe Biden definitely got 80 million votes.
Definitely.
He definitely got more votes than
Look
Barack
at him.
Obama.
Look at him.
For sure. I mean, come on. Right? Anyway, what I was going to say.
It's a bitch, this president thing, isn't it, guy?
Listen, this is just freedom. Okay? We're allowed to say this shit. Okay? Stop. It doesn't fucking matter. How many times on this show have I said, yep, there's going to be some fucking hurt feelings. Yep, somebody's going to be offended. Yep, but guess what? It doesn't matter because freedom is not free. It comes with a cost. And in this situation, Jason Aldean's freedom might have offended a few 104-year-old black people. Like, I'm sorry. And it really sucks that in all of world history, slavery and murder and unnecessary, maybe necessary murder, like whatever the fuck it is, it sucks that it's a part of our history. And we all collectively, all of the sane, level-headed, right-minded fucking people all agree, including but not limited to Jason Aldean, agree that nobody should be fucking lynched. Nobody should be hung. Nobody should, unless you commit a heinous crime and it's a part of that fucking legal system where you get punished with capital punishment and you pay the ultimate price.
Like child sex trafficking or child
Well,
right.
and so what's the...
In which case, again, I think all right-minded, insane people all agree at the same time. Like, you fucking rape a kid, you get a bullet between your eyeball. I think it's shitty. I agree that Jason Aldean, or I believe that Jason Aldean thinks it's shitty. But at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter if someone's offended. I'm sorry that he offended somebody. I wish he would have came out in his statement and said, I thought about this in the car. I thought about what I would say if I did some shit like this, knowingly or unknowingly, and I offended a whole shitload of people, justifiably, rightfully, or not, doesn't matter. What would my message or my quote or my reaction or whatever they call it, my statement be, my public statement be? And it would be exactly this. I was sitting in the driveway after I saw the View clip, and I said, "What? I hope he said something awesome." And I looked up what he said, what you read, and I said, "Damn it, he missed. He should have said, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. I don't care who I offended. It's my right, and I encourage everyone to exercise their rights. Freedom is not free, and if you want progress, you're definitely going to offend somebody. I'm sorry for those who I offended, but it will not change my beliefs or the way I speak." That's it. Like, hey, man, get the fuck out of here. He should have blew it off as if it was stupid propaganda like it is, and it would have all went away much faster if he would have said, get the fuck out of here with that shit and carried on with his life.
Do you know what it is? It's the paradox of intolerance. That's what it fucking is.
Yeah, I agree. All I got to say on this Aldean deal is...
Stop it.
Stop it, people.
Exactly what I thought.
Just fucking stop.
Fucking stop.
Just
enjoy the song.
Come on.
Or don't.
Be American, be patriotic or not. Stop
when did it
claiming
become a crime to be
God,
proud of being an American.
Damn it. Just stop. Just stop it. If you don't like the song, don't listen to it. If you really don't like the song and you're so against it, don't let your kids listen to it. But the reality is, it's not what you're being told it is. It's a fucking song. Stop it. All you're doing is serving the agenda on both sides. If the song means something to you, gives you goosebumps, if you like it, pump it, jam it, free fucking country. Do whatever you want. If you don't like it, don't buy it.
Right.
Don't listen to it. Don't pump it.
That's
free
always
country.
been an option.
Right.
And
free country.
Are you going to buy Lil Nas X, Matt?
No.
Why? Because you don't like it.
Because he's demonic and Satanist and psychotic.
So you're
and
not
he's
going to bump
serving an
it.
agenda. He's certainly paid for. His life is certainly in threat of murder. He's got to do what he's got to do. That's what I believe. So guess what? I don't listen to it. And I also don't let my kids listen to it. It's a silent protest. It's pretty easy. And if you're really talking, God, right? It's pretty fucking easy. And if you're really not into it, tell people. That's fine. Hey, I tell people, you shouldn't listen to that shit. It's demonic. But when it's all said and done, like that's their right. That's what they get to do. We get to exercise ours. You get to exercise yours. The difference is
fucking crazy shit, though,
Yeah.
dude. Sam Smith went on a stage in fucking devil horns and a fucking
demonic
red suit,
bro. Yeah.
and nobody said a fucking word. But Jason Aldean makes a song about standing up for yourself, and the fucking world has gone crazy.
Grown men in lingerie and wigs and makeup doing dirty dancing in
cool.
front of elementary school students in this country, and the same people, the exact same people, the bitches on The View, that potato head. All of these people are
pointing
pro
at Joe Biden for all the listeners.
Old mashed potato brains over there. The same exact people are pro having a grown man do naked dancing and drag in front of your children, elementary school children. I mean, any child. Doesn't fucking matter what the age is. But for context, elementary school children are mad at Jason Aldean for saying, fuck around and find out in my neighborhoods.
He didn't even cuss. The word fuck wasn't
Right.
even in there.
We just have guns, and we're using our Second Amendment, and we're going to protect our families and our friends.
And we have words, and we're using our First Amendment
My
to
God,
exercise
that
our
sounds so
And I would
horrific.
also like to teach my kids to stand up for those things as well. So
And guess what, dude?
We're going to jam out to our kitchen tonight.
Yeah. I love it, man. I think it's, listen, I think you addressed that. You're the only one. Maybe you mentioned it, but I think it's an awesome song.
It is. It's a
I
good
do
song.
too.
Very
Banger.
catchy.
Very
Yeah.
catchy.
It's been in my head this whole show.
Here's the deal. If you don't like it, don't fucking listen to it. If you don't like him, don't buy his T-shirts. I like him. You bought some of his T-shirts,
I
didn't
want to
you?
go to his concert now.
We should.
Get on
Yeah,
that.
that's what everyone's going to do. I'm on it, honey. We'll get you to the concert. Anyway, all right. Let's wrap this thing up, Ian. What do you think?
I think if you enjoyed this show, you should help support it by smashing that subscribe and like button.
Yes.
It's absolutely free, and it greatly helps out the channel.
there it is.
Love it.
I agree. I love that.
Your energy is high tonight.
Who?
Yours.
Mine?
Indians.
Ian's brought that fucking energy.
Goddamn
today.
right.
Yeah.
I grew up in a small town.
Yeah. Fun.
Graduated 36 people.
Try that in a small town.
He sings about small towns a lot. My favorite Jason
think?
Aldean song is Water Tower.
It's
Water
literally
Tower.
the same fucking song.
It is.
Rinse and repeat.
It is.
Every
and he's
fucking
amazing,
country
dude.
music
He
star
found the
has done.
cheat code to hit songs. It's
Yeah.
great.
There's a cheat code to it, by the way. We'll
And I
talk
have been
about
to
that
Jason
in another
Aldean
episode.
concert
Every
too.
AC/DC song, listen to it, dude.
I can't wait.
Cheat
The
code.
first 5 seconds, you won't know what song it is.
because they're all the
Same
same.
fucking beat.
Oh, really? All right, I'm in. Anyway, all right, people, thank you all for listening. Those that made it this far, we appreciate you. We love you. We love you all, even if you didn't make this far, but you wouldn't know because you don't get to hear this part of the show.
You should have stayed longer.
Because you didn't make it this far. That's right. However, like Ian mentioned, please share the show. We greatly appreciate all of the love and support that you give us. We're just trying to do right by God and everybody else, trying to point out and highlight truth, trying to bring people together, even though sometimes we call people idiots and tell them that they're stupid. We mean it in the most loving of ways.
And use the F word a lot.
A lot. But
Well,
we
people
really
are fucking idiots.
We are
all
fucking
right?
idiots.
Sorry,
we just
Mama
want to wake them
Marchese.
up, man. I'm
Just
sorry.
rewind
That's
the
right.
last 5 minutes.
Sorry, Mom. Listen, we just want people to understand that you're being lied to. Okay? Your brain is being filled with propaganda. Your kids are. It's bullshit. Ask questions. And damn it, protect our freedoms. Be tolerant of people who are just exercising their rights. You know, if you don't like being filmed, guess what? Film somebody back. You're allowed to do the same thing everyone else is going to do as long as we still live in a free and equal society. And that's what all it is we're trying to defend and we're trying to promote. So anyway, thank you all for coming. Thanks for listening. Appreciate your love and support. And
As always,
go ahead, take it.
find your purpose, serve your purpose,
Mhm.
and protect that motherfucking purpose.
Oh, I love it. Protect your purpose, people. Peace.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
That was so good.
Boom.
Try that in a small town.